How's it going, aliens? My name's iALiEN. Today I'm back on another Identity 5 video. Today I will be doing the best persona builds for every hunter in the game. So let's get right into the video. Okay, before I get into the best persona builds for every hunter, I want to plug my Discord link. The link will be in the pinned comment below. It's a fun time. And I know you have Discord, so go join it. It's the best place to ask me questions and to talk to me. The best place to contact me. I'm always on it. Next, I'll address my 1 month break that I took. I was busy / lazy, whichever one you want to say. But I have a new setup. A new iPad to record videos on, and I'm doing it all from my iPad instead of doing it on my MacBook as well. So this will allow me to upload a lot more videos faster, and also to finally do live streams with the new setup. So look forward to that. Now, why should you care about my persona builds? Well, I'm a top 3 hunter in the game right now. I'm number 3. I was as high as number 2, and last season I was as high as number 4. I've been playing since day 1. I've been top 15 every season. And I was a tier 6 last season. So, in my opinion, I'll show you the best persona builds. And if you want to take them, take them. If you don't like them, keep using yours. But I'll start from the beginning with Ember. So, what you want to use on him is this build. You want to use Insolence on Ember without a doubt. You need Insolence on him. You want to go all the way left. You need Tinnitus on every hunter. Then you want to go down for detention. You can try and go up on him for confined spaces if you really don't think you need detention, but I prefer having detention on him. And then you can go claustrophobia. It's all about personal preference there. He is a late game hunter, so claustrophobia makes sense. He also can get across the map with his puppet. So claustrophobia makes sense. You can use announcement if you want it. I personally don't use it anymore. So I usually, what I would do is either go into hunt on him, or I'll take one off of claustrophobia and I'll go into deteriorate, panic, and I'll put one into Berserker for the 15% attack recovery speed. But he can double hit at the cheer, so he doesn't need that. So, if you feel like you need Hunt, which is not bad on him, go for that. If you really need an announcement, I personally don't need anymore. I just look at the last cipher. Then you can go that. And then Berserker is always a great option. So that's the build for him. Next, we have Smiley Face. I don't know why all my things glitched out, and it put me on default for everyone. Okay, so for Smiley, of course, it's the Smiley build. It's named that. It's the exact same build for Smiley. You want to go left down, Insolence, and you want to go detention. You don't need announcement. And you don't need claustrophobia, so it's the exact same thing. You can go here, here, and there you go. For Smiley. Also, you don't have to go down. You can go. You can take away down, and then you can go up to deteriorate, fallen misfortune, destructiveness, and confined spaces. You can go left up if you want, which I have seen top hunters do. The top clowns in the server actually go left up. So left up is not a bad option at all. and it's actually better than left down depending on who you are. I personally prefer having detention. I never felt like I needed confined spaces on him, but it may depend on the map. On Arms Factory, I can totally understand going up instead of down. But then you have a map like Red Church, and it doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to go up in a map like that. So, that's the build for Smiley. My game will reconnect. Okay. Next, we have Ripper, my favorite hunter in the game. Where am I? I'm number 4 right now. I'm number 4. Even though I'm the highest ranked Ripper. But yeah, I'm number 4 in character knowledge. Trying to hit number 1. This is my build for Ripper. It may look weird, but this, in my opinion, is my favorite build for Ripper. But I will discuss the other builds you can go. So I'm going 1 into Destructiveness, Detention, Max Control Freak, Tinnitus, and Claustrophobia on him. My reasoning behind this is I need detention. I do not need confined spaces. You don't need confined spaces on Ripper. I do not need insolence. Many Rippers, top Rippers, do go for insolence. I did try that out. I personally don't like it because if you hit someone with a blade like 5 seconds in, insolence isn't even quick enough to give you the ability. So then it's basically useless at that point. So I don't go insolence on Ripper. It's not bad to, but I just don't do it anymore. I don't need Berserker because I'm playing Ripper. I'm going to double hit on the save anyway. So that I don't need that because the first hit has no attack recovery because of the Foggy Blade. So then it's where am I going to go? So I go up for Destructiveness because 20% is a lot. It's a nice chunk. For only 5 points, I get 20%. That's a great value for that. But then it diminishes in value the higher you go on that. So 20% gives me enough pallet destruction speed so that I can still keep up. You can take away Claustrophobia and go 30%. You can do that. And then I like Control Freak a lot. I really do like Control Freak. It's one of my favorite traits in the game. I think it's the most underrated trait in the game. Not many hunters use it. I think it's great. But you have to go max on it. That's the thing. 3% does nothing. 6% does nothing. 9% does something. You have to go max on Control Freak for it to actually be of value. So if you know you can't go for the full 9%, put the persona points on something else because it's not worth it. But this is my favorite Ripper build right now. Got me to top 300, number 1 Ripper. And I love the build. I've tried out left down. I've tried out up down. Both of the popular builds. It worked, but not to the degree I would have liked. This is my favorite one. Next, let's move to Soul Weaver. Oops. It's reconnecting. So, this is my build for Soul Weaver. It's similar to Ripper, very similar. I think this has become, this same core has become my favorite persona for Hunter in the game to go Control Freak, Down, Tinnitus, and Destructiveness. The reason I do this is Soul Weaver is, in my opinion, if I'm playing Soul Weaver, and the same goes for Ripper, but I just have it on him to make me confident. I should have someone dead before the exit gates open, in my opinion. So if I have someone dead, Claustrophobia is useless. So that's why I don't go Claustrophobia on Soul Weaver, because I think I have a better chance of having someone dead on her than having someone dead on Ripper, even though both have great chances, and both I probably will. It just also the reason I go for the extra destruction speed on Soul Weaver is because Ripper's destroying speed is not terrible. It's actually decent. Soul Weaver's pallet destruction speed, it's a snail's pace. It's the slowest in the game. It takes eons for her to destroy a pallet. It takes forever for her to destroy a pallet. So that's why the extra 10% helps out to even her destroying speed with Ripper. Like, this 30% is about the same time it takes Ripper with 20%. So that's why I have to put more into that to get the same value for Soul Weaver. But it's fine because I know I'll probably have someone dead. So I won't need claustrophobia. And then I go Control Freak. I love Control Freak. I don't think I explained why I liked it so much. So the reason why is because, and it's even more valuable with the decoding nerf, is this helps me get, and it happens a lot of matches, if a survivor saves after half, the game's over. If the first save is after half, the game is practically over. So if I can get a survivor to save after half, then I win the game. So that's why this is so good, because this is the best chance I have at them saving after half. And believe me, this works a lot, especially depending on the map. If you're at Moonlit or Lakeside and you have so much to go, this is even more valuable, and the chances of them saving before half goes down. I had a match in Moonlit. Top player, coordinator. I'm not going to name any names, but they're a coordinator, man. Supposedly a good cord. Literally, both saves were after half. The first save was after half. The second save was after half. And it's because I'm using Control Freak. Without it, they would have had the time to save. But with it, I made it get to half. And then once they get to half, they have to save. And then it makes for an easy terror shock at the chair. Or if they don't, then it just goes after half. And who cares? I won the game. That's why Control Freak is great. So I love having it on when I can get it. If I don't need insolence, the two main builds is either I'm going for insolence or I'm going for Control Freak. If I don't need insolence on that hunter, then I'm gonna go Control Freak. Soul Weaver actually is good with insolence. She's very good with insolence. I used to use that in my guide, but I no longer use it because I don't feel like you need insolence on her. But insolence is an amazing build on her. It may be the best build for her. Next, this is my Geisha build. It's basically the same as my Wu Chang build. And you want to go down for detentions. Geisha, of course, you need tinnitus on every hunter. And then I need destroying speed. And honestly, I could just go for confined spaces. This really, it's all up to personal preference. I need pallet destroying speed on Geisha. I need maxed out Fall of Misfortune on her. So I could go claustrophobia. I could go confined spaces. Just whatever you really want on her. And I change all the time between which one. Do I want Berserker? Do I want Claws? Or do I want Confined Spaces? Either way you go, you're good. And you don't need Insolence, of course, on Geisha. And Wanted Order is bad on everyone except for Photo. So there's no reason to go that. So then you have this build. Next is Wu Chang, my old main. Okay, so I actually, this is going to be a weird build. It's the Geisha build actually isn't it. Okay, so this is my old Wu Chang build. It's Geisha. This is when you use Blink and you use this build. Now this is my new Wu Chang build. It's Insolence. It may look weird as most Wu Changs do not run Insolence. I'm actually running Insolence now with Blink. You're gonna run Insolence, and then you can run Gamekeeper or Teleport, but I actually like running Insolence and Blink together because it makes Wu Chang a hunter that's usually easy to kite, a hunter that's now difficult to kite. He's easy to kite early game and it's hard to kite late game, but now he's hard to kite early game because all I need is the one hit from Insolence, and if I can get the hit off the Teleport, there goes the perk, and now I'm really tough to kite. And if that's still not enough, I still have my Blink that I can use at any time to get a free hit. That's why I like using this. Insolence up, left, down, Tinnitus, and I use Berserker because I go in black form and then I get the 15% attack recovery. But this is if you're going to camp, if you know you're always going to camp, you want to go here and go in black and camp. But if you're not, you want to put into Fallen Misfortune. You want to go here if you're not always going to camp, because Fallen Misfortune is great on Wu Chang, but my thinking is that I'm always going to camp with him, with this build at least. So that's why I'm not using Fallen Misfortune. Next we have Photographer. Actually, you have two builds. Yeah. So this is the build I like. In my opinion, this is the best build for photo. It's down, max control freak, street sweeper, and then max berserker. You don't need Fallen Misfortune on photo because you're hard camping with this build. You don't need destructiveness because he breaks palace fast. You could use rage because he has terrible stun recovery, but I go for berserker because if you go max berserker with his attack recovery speed, it's insane. The attack recovery speed you get is so good on him. And in my opinion, this is the best build to go max attack recovery, to go max control freak, to get detention, and then just to camp. It works wonders on him. And then use street sweeper because you be at here, and then you can either go rage, you can go restraint, Fallen Misfortune, all the these aren't good. So it's like, do I want claws? No, I'm not using teleport. You could go hunt, but with only one into hunt, no. I just like street sweeper because people heal up a lot as photo, so this helps you as a photo. This is my favorite build. This is why I 100% recommend you to use with Blink. But I'll show you the alternative build. You can go up right with him, and you use this with teleport. You're going up because now you don't have Blink, so you have to have confined spaces in order to stop kiting. And then you use Wanted Order because once you put someone on a chair, you teleport to the side for the Wanted Orders on, you hit them, and then you double teleport back. You want to go Announcement because you have teleport, Tinnitus, and then Claustrophobia because you have teleport. This is another build for photo, but I honestly just prefer this one. Next is Mad Eyes. This is the build I use on Architect. I go Insolence, Claws, Tinnitus, 2 into Berserker, and Destructiveness and Announcement. You can also go Detention on him. But you do not need detention on Architect, not at all, but you can go detention if it makes you more confident. He's an early game hunter, really. He's a late game hunter, he's great at stalling, but he's a snowball hunter, so you may not necessarily need detention. But most Architects do go Insolence to get their portable quicker. Next we have Feaster. Feaster is pretty straightforward. You need left down on Feaster because you have to have Insolence on him, and then you have to have Detention on him. Wanted Order is useless on Feaster. It's complete trash, and then Confined Spaces is terrible on Feaster as well. But what you can do is you can take out Claustrophobia because he's not going to get there anyway. And you can also take out Announcement because he doesn't have teleport, and you can take out Owl because this is useless, and then you can put it all on Hunt. And that actually is probably what I would recommend for Feaster. You want to go left, down, and then put Max and Hunt. You could also put 2 in there, but then you only have 2. So I'd probably recommend you go left, down, Max, Hunt. But since this is my build for Smiley and some other hunters, I'll keep it like this. And lastly, Gamekeeper. Reconnecting. I don't know why, but on this new iPad, the game always reconnects, and it's caused me games where I DC in the middle of the game. I DC like once every single game for like 10 seconds. But this is the build you want to go on Gamekeeper. Up, left, and then go for the 10% attack recovery speed. It's recovery, I'm pretty sure it's the slowest in the game. So now just is a must. Insolence is a must on Gamekeeper because he needs his hook. And then you want to go confined spaces to stop the kiting. Gamekeeper does not need detention at all because he basically one hits anyway with his hook, and wanted order is useless. So you go Berserker. And that's my Gamekeeper build. I'm going to make a video on the best traits to use on every hunter, similar to this video where I will go over every hunter and what trait you should be using. But before I end the video, I want to show you how I theory craft a persona build, so you can make your own in the future, and when new hunters come out, you can know how I make it, what my logic behind it is, and how a top hunter is thinking. So let's say there are some hunters. Okay, so some hunters I will leave out: Mad Eyes and Photo. These types of hunters are very unique, and they need very unique persona builds. So that's completely just, you're starting from square one. But this is the persona tree. Left is for hunters, insolence. This is for hunters who are bad early game. Up is for hunters that or for any hunter. Up's just for to get kited less. It's to stop kiting and to stop looping. But you also get fallen misfortune. So this is for hunters that's not going to necessarily camp. Right is for hunters that don't camp, but it's honestly just useless. Down is a must. So unless the hunter has an ability that makes it to where you do not need detention, but 99.9% of hunters will go down. So that's just every time you start a build. Let me reset this. Every time you start a build, you're going to start off with just going down 40 persona points. Now, you have to ask yourself, is this hunter good early game? Do I feel like with his base stats, I will be able to catch a survivor in, even though the ciphers get to code in around 80 seconds, you still want to catch in at least 60. So do I feel like I can catch a survivor in 60 seconds with this hunter, with his base? If that answer is yes, then you don't need to go left. And you can look at, then you go up. If that answer is no, like Feaster or Ember, then you go left. So now you're left, and now you have 20 persona points left, and then you already have your build. And after that, Tinnitus is a must, so you always go here. And now all you do is ask yourself, is this hunter going to run teleport? If the answer is no, don't even look at claustrophobia, and you want to go here for deteriorate, panic, and then went into Berserker. That's your build. Boom. It's that easy. Now, if the hunter was going to run teleport, you go claustrophobia. Now you have 2 left, and now you just want to go for panic or announcement, whichever one you prefer. That's your build right there. Now, let's do a new build. You always go down to start off. Now, you ask yourself, can you catch a hunter in less than 30 seconds? I mean, less than 60 seconds. What's your base? The answer is yes now. You don't have to go left. So now you start looking. Wanted order is only good on photo. So unless this is a specialty where you can really see wanted order is good, you shouldn't look right. So then you go up. And you start off with going at least 1 into destructiveness when you go up. You do not need confined spaces. Usually when you use these builds, you don't go all the way up for confined spaces. Unless you're in Arms Factory, unless you really feel like you need confined, you shouldn't even be looking at confined. You're just going up for destructiveness, and you go to panic, and you go to berserker. And then before you move on, you need tinnitus. Like every build, you need tinnitus. So now you have that. And this is your build right now. So now it depends. How fast does your hunter break pallets? Do they break it as super fast like Photo? Or do they break it slow like Soul Weaver? If they break it slow, put more into it. If they break it fast, put less into it, even none. And then, how quick is your hunter's attack recovery speed? Is it fast as Photo? Is it slow like Gamekeeper? If it's fast, then you want to put more into it because it's stacking and it's multiplying by more. If it's slow, you want to put less into this because it's not going to have as big of an impact because you're already recovering slow, and it doesn't matter if it takes a second less because you're not going to get there in time anyway. Now, let's say it's just around basic for both. You want to go 1 into berserker, 1 into destructive. Okay. And now you want to go max, control freak. And now you can either go berserker or destructiveness. It depends. Do you really? If your hunter breaks pallets slow, you have to go 1 into destructiveness. That's a must. If they break it fast enough, you don't have to. But usually this would be the build I just run. Because I don't, unless it's, I don't know a hunter right now that I would go that you need destructive and berserker on, except for like Geisha. But even on Geisha, berserker I don't think is that good. But there you go. There you have your build for the other hunter. I just explained how to make a persona build for hunters, and you can do this for any hunter in the game, and for new and upcoming hunters you can start making your own build using that logic. But that'll be all for the video. If you did enjoy, please leave it a like. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. I promise it won't take another month for me to post a video. And that'll be all for the video. Bye.